Hello coding aliens, welcome back to my YouTube channel Code with Akeem. How are you doing guys? So this is the second part of this Gmail clone. We have already covered the demo and the Firebase project configuration in the first part. If you have not watched the first part of this Gmail clone, I will simply drop the link in the description. You guys will watch that part too. So but before moving to the part second of this build, I am going to simply uh, declare you what I am going to do here first of all. So I'm going to simply inform you what we will do in the second part of this stuff. First of all, we will install all the dependencies that we are going to use in this build. So the first and the prior step is to just install all the dependencies, because I have already set up our React project in the part 1. So if you guys have not build your React project right now, and if you are an absolute beginner in React and you want to build a project, then you have to watch the part first, because where I have covered the steps how to build a React project from very beginning. So this is the part second, and here in this part we will install the required dependencies that we are going to use in this build, because this is a full stack React full stack Gmail application in React, Redux for all the state management, Node.js, Express.js, and Firebase is our specs, right? So first of all, if you have not watched that part 1, I strongly recommend you to watch the part 1. You will get the link in the description, or you can simply check out the card at the right corner of your screen. So if you have not subscribed this channel, make sure to subscribe this channel and press the bell icon to never miss any update, because we are now going to put a more and more and quality stuff on this channel. So I don't want you guys to miss any of this. If you guys have any doubts, queries regarding any of the applications or the builds that you guys have watched on this platform YouTube channel, so you guys can simply ask or simply drop your message on the Instagram. I will simply drop the link of my Instagram in the description. You can simply check out my Instagram page, where we simply provide all the information what the next build we are going to have on YouTube. So you will get notified very earlier. Okay, so now let's go back to our Visual Studio Code, and here, which is a code editor. So you guys can see here, this is my Visual Studio Code here, and here is the app.js. What I'm going to do, I'm first of all open the terminal right now. So inside of this terminal, first of all, we will install all the dependencies that we are going to use here. So I'm going to list all the dependencies that we will need to build this front end first of all, because we will cover the back end in some other parts. So first of all, here I will simply build a front end. For the front end, I will simply install first of all the Material UI core, which is very useful for the icons. You guys can see here all the icons and the accordion. If you guys can see in the deployed version of this of the build, we have this accordion. As you guys can see, this is the accordion. When you click on this, it will simply expand there. So this is the function of accordion. As you guys can see, this is what accordion will do here. So we will get this accordion from we will simply get this accordion from the Material UI core. So you guys have to install the dependencies for this. So we have this Material UI core. Next we will install Material UI icons. Next we will be using a React model. So React model is also important here. Next, if you see, I will simply show you how the model pop-up will look. So when you click on this compose email, so you can see here there is a model pop-up here. So for this model pop-up, we will use dependencies called React model. Okay, so when you click on this, and here we have a reply and the forward. When you click on the reply, we have a reply model pop-up. When click on the forward, we have this forward model pop-up. So first of all, to have this model, you guys have to install the dependencies for the React model there, right? So next we have a React model pop-up here. And next, if you guys want to switch between a different web pages, you have to simply install the React router DOM. So here we have a React router DOM. for switching between different web pages, right? So we have these things also here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I will simply hit the enter button. Or one more thing I have forgot to tell you about, one more thing, I will need Axios, right? So Axios will be very important to simply pass the data from the front end to the back end here. So this is a very important. It just make a HTTP request, or it's just make a HTTP requests in the form of methods. If you know all the methods like put, get, patch, post, everything. So this is the where we'll use Axios there. Okay, so I'm not going to hit the enter button, and it will simply install all the dependencies in our project directory, so that we are able to simply use all these dependencies in a very effective manner. So we have installed the Axios, React Router DOM, Material UI icons, React model, and Material UI core. And I'm going to simply install two more dependencies, which is very important. One for for the text editing, word editing, just like this. So for this, I will simply install a React Quill. Okay, so React Quill is very a rich text editor. So we will use a React Quill and a React HTML parser. It will simply help us to simply parse the HTML text into a string or readable code that we want this. So HTML parser will be very important to simply render the content that we have what we have inside the React Quill. So we will simply install the React Quill and React HTML parser along with Firebase. So basically Firebase simply install all the Firebase features. So it will simply install the dependencies in our project directory, and from where we are able to simply use the Firebase features, tools, and all the specialities of the Firebase in our project. So what we are going to use in our project using the Firebase: one, the Firebase authentication. We will cover the Firebase authentication. Second, the Firebase cloud Firestore feature for real-time data or data operation like CRUD operation there. Okay, and we will only use Firebase for the hosting also. So three things that we will use with the facilities of Firebase: one for hosting, second for the database, and third for the authentication, or simply authenticating the user. So that's it. In the installation of the dependencies for the front end, we will install all the dependencies for the back end later in the part of this build. Okay, so here we have these things is installing here. So let it install first of all, and then we will start to build this application, right? We are done with installing all the whole dependencies right now. We have installed React HTML parser, Firebase, and React Quill, right? So we are done with all the dependencies that we are required to build this application. Now it's time to do a real coding here. So I'm going to simply close this terminal here, and okay, let me close this terminal, and here I'm going to simply make this screen split in the two parts, so you guys will be able to see or simply debug side by side what we are going to do here, right? So basically this is the deployed version, and this is the running React application here. So we just want to remove these things because if you we are just simply fire the command npm start, so you will get this type of React Redux logo that is going up and down a little bit here. And I'm going to simply grab all the header section from here and simply remove everything from there, from the header section. And here you can see we don't want to have this logo, and we don't want to have this counter. So I'm going to simply remove both of this, and inside of this app, for this testing purpose, for only testing, I'm going to simply put an hard coded text, hello from Gmail clone, right? I'm going to simply save this. Okay, and if you guys will see, I'm going to simply refresh this, and now you can see here hello from Gmail clone is now seeing there. But as you can see here, this is not the exact way that we want to see that hello from the Gmail clone, because it is default. It is simply default aligned, centrally aligned. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply remove all the CSS first of all from the app.js. Okay, so I'm going to simply remove everything there. I will add the CSS ladder in this part, and inside of this index.js I will simply put the margin and the padding for the all the pages that we will simply put it here. So here we will simply put the margin to 0 and padding to the 0 here, right? So it will be, and now let's save this. So here we have a hello from Gmail clone, right? So basically we have this we have app.js, and what we are doing inside of this app.js here, first of all I'm going to simply create a folder with the components, because React is a heart of so the component is basically a heart of React, and everything what we will do inside of this React, from rendering to simply showing a simple web page and rendering a complex web page, we will simply split it in the component. So basically I'm going to simply create a folder in here the component, and inside of this component we will create another component folder. Inside of this component folder we will create a component name. Just let's make this name is gmail.js, and we will simply create a CSS folder also inside of this component to style that CSS. So inside of this okay, not okay, let's remove this. I'm just want to create a CSS folder, not file. Okay, so inside of this CSS I'm going to simply put a CSS file of the Gmail also. So this is the Gmail, right? And I'm going to simply save this. Okay, so let's have, this is the Gmail here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply show simply put everything inside of this gmail.js file. So basically Gmail component is basically a parent container which it will contain everything. So here you can see here, so basically we have an app which is a parent component, and Gmail is its children. And inside of this Gmail you can see, if I will make a bigger screen here, now you can see here the header section, the sidebar section, you can see here the body section, and this widget section. So everything, as you guys can see here, it's based off component, and we just want to make a component as simple as it is, as reusable as it is. So to write a very less code, because React is just made to keep everything simple. Use it just enhances all the reusability. So here we have these things here. So first of all I am just going to create a gmail.js, because it is a parent of everything, as you guys can see here in the deployed version of the build here. So inside of this Gmail clone app, first will create a functional component, and the functional component, so one more thing, for this functional component we will cover the React hooks. So React hooks just like a use state, use effect, use ref, everything there. So inside of this Gmail clone, first of all I will use a snippet here. So RFCE, it will simply generate a functional component, right? React functional component. So here we have this RFCE. So here we have this functional component of this React. So now we will obey the BEM convention. So that's why we'll simply give a class name here for this. I will simply put the Gmail for the class name, and here we'll simply put the hello from Gmail. Okay, not from hello from Gmail. But to render this Gmail, you guys have to simply call this or Gmail component inside of your app.js. Here inside of this app.js you have to simply call this Gmail. So instead of this hard-coded text, we will simply put a Gmail component just like this inside of this app, right? So for this you have to simply import the Gmail. So first of all import the Gmail, and now save. You will see hello from Gmail clone is now changed to the hello from Gmail, right? So this is the power of React, right? So we have this app.js, or inside of this we have we have a Gmail, right? And inside of this Gmail I'm going to create a bunch of components Gmail, first of all will create a header.js. So I'm going to simply create a file inside of this header.js and corresponding css file also to style that header also. So header.css also. So simply grab this header.css and put it inside of this css folder. So inside of this header.js, for one more thing, whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to simply generate a functional component for this also. So here we'll obey the BEM convention, simply obey the BEM convention for this, and header, and inside of this header we'll simply put a hello from header component, right? But how to render this? So simply to render this header component, you have to simply call it inside of this Gmail component, because the Gmail component is the parent component of the header, and the Gmail will be the parent for every component that we will use inside of this Gmail, right? So inside of this hard coded text, a hello from Gmail, will simply put a component with the name of header.css. So simply put the header here, header.js, and here inside of this simply click on this. So here we have this header, and right, and I'm going to simply import the css file for the Gmail also, because it will be very easy for us to do this. So we have this inside of this css. So inside of this css we have this gmail.css. So basically we'll be do the css stuff for styling purposes. So here we have this header, and inside of this Gmail, and right, guys, I'm extremely sorry for the background noise. Okay, so we have this header.js, and here I'm going to simply grab the hard coded text and simply remove this, and now I'm going to simply do the real coding here inside of this header.js. So inside of this header we have this header. So now if you see at the deployed version, so inside of the deployed version you will see we have three parts. We can simply make this make the header, simply bifurcate the header portion in three parts. This will be the left part, this will be the middle part, and this will be the right part. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply bifurcate the whole header into a three parts. So inside of this I will simply create three div here. Let's give the class name here, header left, and simply close this div, right? So inside of this header left, you can see here we have three icon, three hamburger icon. Okay, so three horizontal lines there. Okay, so for this is expand there. So here we'll simply have a menu icon. Menu icon, we'll simply import it later. So menu icon. Next we have an logo. So for this logo we will simply pass the source, and we'll simply have this alt tag for this, and simply close this tag. So inside of this source, I'm going to simply grab the source of this Gmail. Okay, so let's copy the image address here and simply paste it down, and here inside of this alt will simply pass the loading, right? So we have this image there. Okay, so we are done with this header left, because we have simply have a menu icon and these things here. So simply first of all what I'm going to simply import the menu icon. So simply import menu icon from material UI icons slash menu. Okay, so this is the menu icon import, and we have imported this menu icon here. Okay, so now I'm going to simply save this, and let's go to the deployed version. You will see the menu icon, and this and the logo also will render there. Okay, so you can see here we have a three horizontal line. This is a menu icon, and we have this logo. Gmail is also written, but it is yeah, you can see Gmail is also written, but it is a white color, so that's why it is not showing. Is showing to you. Okay, so we have these things here. Okay, so next we have a header middle part. So header middle, I'm going to simply create one more div after that. So simply give a class name header middle, and simply close this div, header middle, and here we'll simply have a container, search container. Inside of the search container we have a search icon, we have this expand, we have a uh, arrow drop down icon there. So I will simply wrap it inside another div. So that's why I will simply give a header, header search container. Simply close this div. Or inside of this header search container we have a search icon. So we have this search icon, we'll simply import it from the material UI icon. Next we have an input field. So for this input field we have a type of text. So simply put the type to the text, and next we'll simply put the placeholder. So simply placeholder will be search mail, search mail, right? So we have this input field for the search mail here, and the last one is arrow drop down. So simply arrow drop down icon. So arrow drop down icon. Okay, so now import this search icon and the arrow drop down. So simply I will simply copy this and simply paste this, and one more time I will simply paste this, and instead of this menu icon, what I'm going to simply import the search icon. So simply put the search here and remove the menu from this, simply put the search here. Next, in the same way we have this search here, and next we have a arrow drop down. So we have this arrow drop down. Okay, so simply update also here, arrow drop down icon. So we are done with this icons here. So next we have this border right. So I'm going to simply show you the border right. Now you can see this is the border right, where we have a help, we have this setting, and we have this number pad, and we have this avatar there, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply create one more div, right? So for this header, we simply create one more div for the header right there. So simply give a class name, of a header right, or simply put the header middle, and next we'll simply put the header right. Okay, so here we'll simply update this. It will be very easy for us to do the CSS stuff there. So for this header, we have this, first of all we have this header left, then we have this header middle, and then we have this header right. So I'm going to simply make it consistent with this also. So simply put the header left like this, right? So we have this header left, we have this header right. Okay, so inside of this header right we have three icons. So we'll simply wrap all the icons inside of another div. So simply give the header right icons like this, and simply close this div, and inside of this we have three icons. So here we have this help outlined. You will get every icons on the material UI website, so I'm not going to show you everything. So you can simply go and search for the materialui.com. You will get all the icons, material icons here. So it will be very easy for you guys to do a lot of research, but I don't think so. It will be very you guys will learn a lot about the material UI icons there also, and the new icons if you have not know about that icons also. So here we have this settings icon. Next we have a dial pad outlined icon, and the same way, and the last we have a avatar, right? So next and the last we have this avatar here. So we'll simply import the avatar from the material UI core, not from the icon. We'll simply grab this material UI core, right? So here we'll simply create an empty div, or simply create a div, but I will not give a class name. We'll simply use a styling, inline styling, and I will show you the JSX way of styling. So simply put the cursor name to the pointer, because if you see when we hover in this, you can see here the cursor is changed to the pointer. So simply put the cursor to the pointer like this, and just put a double quote there. Okay, so we have this cursor pointer, and next Next, we will have a we'll give a class name, so it will be very easy for us to simply style the avatar also. So simply give a class name. So put the class name to the header avatar. It will be very easy. So header avatar, right? So header avatar class name here. Okay, so next we have this avatar. So simply we have this avatar here, and we'll simply import it from the material UI core. So simply press control plus space bar to auto import the avatar. So simply we are done doing the same thing here. You can see here we have this avatar here, and the last we are done with this. So and the last thing that is left here, the help outline, the settings outline, and the dial pad outline. So we are going to simply import everything, the remaining all these three icons. So I'm going to simply paste it one more time. So here we have this. So first of all we have a help outlined icon. So uh, help outlined icon. So basically we'll simply import it from the help outlined like this. So helped outlined. Next we have a setting outlined. So simply put the settings outlined icon, and simply remove the menu from there also. settings outlined Settings outlined. And the last is the dial pad. So simply put the dial pad outlined So here we have this dial pad outlined. So dial pad outlined, right? So we have the settings outlined icon, help outlined icon. Okay, I think some issue there. We have the settings out oh no outline, right? So it is fine right now. And dial pad outlined icons. So everything is there, and now I'm going to simply save this. You will see all the icons will be rendering on the screen, and the only thing that is left here is the styling there. So we will style this also, right? So let it compile first of all. Everything is now rendering on the screen. Here we have this help outlined, we have the settings, we have the dial pad, and we have this avatar, right? So prior to do any CSS stuff, first of all I will simply do the CSS for the app.css, because it is the parent element. So first of all we have to style the parent component first of all. So here we have this app.css. What I'm going to do, simply bring it and simply put it down, and simply do the CSS there. Okay, so inside of this app.css, what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply do a very simple CSS for this dot app class. Okay, so let me open the app.js, and here, so here this we have this here you can see here we have this we have this app class there. So here inside of this app class we have a only thing, that is a app there. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I will simply, you can see here we have a background here. So I'm going to simply grab the URL of the background image and then simply put it there. So I'm going to simply collapse this, and here we'll simply use the background image there. Okay, so I think let me open this. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to simply paste the URL for the background image there. So we have this URL here. I will simply use it later. Okay, so inside of this app class, I will simply style this. So first of all, we'll simply give the margin, simply put the margin 0 and put the padding also to the 0. Okay, okay, so margin padding, then we have this background image. So for this background image, we will use a URL. So we have this URL, background URL here. Simply grab this and simply put it down there. So here we have this URL of this background, and simply double, I think I should double quote this. So here simply put double quote. So we have this background image here, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply fix this background position. So background position, so we'll simply fix this position. So background position, simply put it the fixed. And next we have a height. So simply put the height of 100 view height, right? And simply give a minimum height. So for the minimum height, we'll simply give a fit content, and for the maximum height, we'll simply for this maximum height, we'll simply or simply minimum height, not maximum, we'll use a minimum height, minimum width, right? So minimum height is fit content, and minimum width also fit content, and initially we'll simply give the width of 100 view width. Okay, now save this. You will see the background will be updated here now, but you can see here it is a very large image. So we'll simply, what I'm going to do, simply give a background cover size to the cover. So background size to the cover, so background size to the cover, not content. Now I will save this. Now you can see here it is now centrally aligned, and now it is looking nice. Okay, so now the next step is to simply do the styling for the header.css. So simply what I'm going to do, I will simply grab this header.css and put it inside of there, and now we'll simply open the header.js. Okay, so basically what we have to simply style here. So here we have this header here. So first of all, let's style this header dot. So for this header, we have this header here. So to use a header here, first of all, you have to simply import the CSS file inside of this header.js. So simply import here CSS. Okay, let's put this /. Okay, CSS. Sorry for the background noise. CSS and header.css. Fine. So this is the header.js, and inside of this header.css, we will simply style the header file here. Okay, so it is very easy, simple CSS will do. What we will do, we'll simply use a CSS to style, or we'll simply use a flex box to make it responsive for all the screen sizes, right? So we'll simply use a flex box here, right? So let's do coding in the header.css here. Fine. So we have this header.css. First of all, we'll simply give the display of flex. Okay, so display of flex. Now you can see everything will be in a row here. So display of flex will simply do this, and now we'll simply align all the items to the center. Okay, so we'll simply centrally align all the items here. Align all the items to the center, right? Next we'll simply give the justify content to the space between. So a space between, but it will not be a space between. Now you can see here, right? Yeah, right. It is now a space between because we have given the width of 100 view width, so that's why it is a space between here. And now we'll simply give the padding. So for this padding, what do we give? So we'll simply give a 10 pixel from the left, and 10 pixel from the top, and the 20 pixel from the left here. So this is the padding that we have given here. And now we'll simply give the border bottom. So for this border bottom, what I will do, I will simply use 1 pixel, or simply give a 2 pixel solid. We'll use RGBA, and here we'll simply provide 255. So right, 255. Okay, so it is a white color, but I will simply give this opacity or like this. So here we have this border here, border bottom here. Now it's time to simply style the border left. So here we have this header left. So header left here. So for this header left, we'll simply also give the display of flex also for the header left. So everything now you can see it will be flexed there. Okay, so display of flex, we'll use a flex direction, flex direction of row. Okay, and now the last thing, we'll simply give align items, not send align content, align items. So align items to the center. Now I'll save this. Now you can see everything will be right aligned there, but you cannot see the material UI icons. This is because the color, the background color is black and the icons color is black, so that's why you are not seeing this. So I will simply do this. We are now next we are going to simply target the image of inside of this header left. So simply target the image and we'll simply give the margin left of 10 pixel. So for this image also. Okay, so now the next thing, that is header middle. So basically, first of all, I'm going to simply do this. But first of all, let me show this the icons there, because the icons is not showing. What I'm going to do, we simply use here. We have this material UI icon SVG icon root, right? So this is the class name of all the icon here. We'll simply override the color to the white, so it will be a white color, and we'll simply change the cursor to the pointer. Now so it will give a very nice UI here. Okay, so we have this. Next I will simply style the we'll simply style the header middle part here. So header middle. So for this header middle part here, so basically what we will do, so for this middle part we will simply use display of flex for same here. So simply put the display of flex, and next we'll simply give the flex direction of row. So that's why it will be near row. So flex direction of row, and the align items to the center will be, it will simply align all the items to the center. So here we have given the align items to the center. Next, inside of this header middle we have a search container. We have a search container class. So simply grab this. So we have this header search container. So header, let me see, we have wrapped it or not. So we have this header search container. So header search container. So for this header search container, we'll simply give the display of flex. Okay, so all the items will be in a center here. Here display of flex, will simply give the padding of 10 pixel. So padding of 10 pixel here, right? So padding of the 10 pixel, we have given the padding of the 10 pixel here, and the background color, change the background color to RGBA, and simply background color will be, I will simply update it 173 and 173, which is the background color of the Gmail. If you guys will see to the real Gmail website here. So we have seen this here. We have this background color. Now let's just give the border radius of 5 pixel. So it will be a very nice rounded border. Okay, so now and next let's we give the width of the 40 view width, or we simply give a 30 view width. It will be responsive for all the screen sizes. So we have this 30 view width. Okay, so but you can see the drop down is not wrapped from there. So I'll simply use a 40 view width. Now you can see here. Okay, so everything there. Okay, so now it's time to simply style the input field, because input field is looking weird right now. So we have this header search container, inside of this we have this input field, right? So here we have this input field. So basically for this input field, what I'm going to do is simply give the background color to the transparent. So background color transparent. Okay, next background color the transparent, let me give the outline to the none, border also none, give the border and the outline of the none. Let's give the margin left of, just give the margin left of 10 pixel. Now save this. Now it will be looking nice there, background. And next we'll simply give the font size to the large, so it will be in a larger font here. Font size, we are given the font size to the large, and we'll simply give the colored. So for this color, we'll simply give the color to the EEE. The color here EEE. Let me see the color. Right. So color is the perfect here. So we have this color, and now what we want, we just want this drop down icon to be pushed to the very left of this container. So what I will do, will simply give the flex of one, that the flex of one will simply push everything after that to the bottom or to the left, to the right there, right? So we'll simply give the flex of one. So flex of one is very very powerful here. So here on giving the flex of one, you can see it is simply pushed to the very right part of this container, because if this plus flex of one just simply justify that it just require the maximum amount of the space that it required, and just simply leave the space for the others. Okay, so here we are done with this. Okay, next we are done with this, and now you can see here we have a very faint placeholder. You can simply style the placeholder also. So here we inside of this input and input, let me put the input, and inside the input we have this placeholder. So for this placeholder, we'll simply give a color to the white. So we'll simply, let me give the color to the EEE. So it will be in a white color, so it can, we can see this. So we have this, we have put this color, or simply put the DDD. Okay, so we have this search mail container. And now the last thing that is left here, the only thing that is left here is the right part of this. So how we will set the right part here? So simply we have this header right. So simply header right will simply give the display of flex. So it will simply align everything in a row. So display or not, sorry, display of flex, it will be in a row. Okay, so display of flex will ensure that things. And next we will simply give align items to the center. It will be centrally aligned, all the items will be centrally aligned here, and we'll simply give the margin right of 10 pixel. So that's why it will be not be shifted, just simply pushed 10 pixel from the right. It is not will be it just not touches to the right of this screen there, right? And then the next we have a icons here. So for this icons, what I'm going to do, we have this display right there. Okay, so next we have an icons here where, so what I'm going to do, we have this header right. So let me put this, we have this header right, and inside of this header right we have material UI icons. So we have this material UI icons. So we'll simply give the margin right of 1.5 view width. So it will be now it will be now shifted somehow. So inside of this header right, okay, I think it is not, okay, it is a header right icons. Inside of this header right icon, not this. So header right icons, fine, everything is right now, fine right now. And we'll simply make it larger. So that's why we'll simply give the font size to the extra large and extra large font, and it simply give the color to the RGBA. Let me put this color, and instead of this we'll simply put 938. Okay, so this is the color of this icons here. Fine, everything is right. I think I'm going to simply expand it. So simply expand it. Now you can see here it is now centrally aligned, and everything is perfect according to this. So we have just built our header section of very nice header section here. You can see here just a finishing touch we have given this. It is responsive. Okay, so you can see here its responsiveness. So it is responsive. So when we simply when we have a smaller screen, you can see it is in a row, but we don't want this. We just want to scroll it, make it scrollable to there. So what I'm going to do, I will simply grab this header icons and simply put the display of flex. So simply put the display of flex. This is the way. Okay, so now we have this display of flex, and now you can see we have this scrollable feature here. Fine. So basically this is responsive here, right? So we are done with this header section. Now it's time to build the sidebar section. So basically we are done with this header section. Now it's time to build the sidebar section. So first of all, to build the sidebar section, what I'm going to do, I will just going to create a folder for the component for the sidebar. So I'm going to simply create a file, sidebar.js, sidebar dot okay, sidebar.js, and sidebar.css. So let me create another file with the name of sidebar.css. Fine. So we'll simply grab this sidebar.js and put it inside of this component, and here we'll simply grab this sidebar and put it at the top. Right. So we have this sidebar.js. We'll simply generate a functional component snippet. So RFC will simply generate a React functional component, and here we'll simply give a class name. So let me give the class name to sidebar. So simply give the class name to the sidebar. Okay, so basically we have a sidebar and we have these icons and everything here, as you guys can see here. But one more thing, to render this sidebar. So how we will render this? So simply to render this, we'll simply add a test. For the testing purpose, we'll simply add a hard-coded text hello from sidebar. Now save this, but it will be not showing there because we have to simply call this. So here inside of this gmail we'll simply create another class name, gmail body. Okay, so we'll simply create a class name, a gmail body, and simply close this div. And inside of this gmail body, what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply call a sidebar. So simply sidebar, and simply you have to import the sidebar. So first of all, import the sidebar. Now save this. We now see here the text here. You can see here the text hello from the sidebar is now rendering on the screen. But one more thing, I'm going to simply style the gmail.css also, because we are going to add a body and the widget. So that's why we are going to simply use this. So instead of this gmail.js, what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply style the gmail.css. So it is very important step to style this gmail.css, because we will use a flex, and here with the flex we have to do a two more simple steps to use the exact percentage there. So we have this gmail. So for this gmail we have this display of flex. So I will put this thing. So display of flex, and now the flex direction will be column. So flex direction will be column. Okay, so here now it will be in a column here. Fine, everything is right. Next we have a gmail body. So gmail body. So for this gmail body we have all, let's give the display of flex like this, and here we'll simply give the height. So everything we are done with this. Height is fine here. Okay, so I will simply put the height ladder here if it is required, right? So we have these things here inside of this gmail.css, and the next is this is the header sidebar.css. So I will do the css ladder. First of all, I'm just going to create a component of this sidebar. So let's grab this sidebar.js component from there, and just do the coding in the sidebar.js. So what we are going to do, first of all we have to build these things, right? So all these icons, so I'm going to simply import all the icon one by one. So that's why it will take some time. So I'm going to simply paste everything, and will simply show you which icon I'm using here. So just pay attention here. This will be the set of the icon that we are going to use here. The first one is the inbox outlined icon. So here this is the inbox outlined icon. The next, this is the star outlined icon. Next, the watch letter icon, the send icon, the insert drive file icon, the level importance icon. Next we have this video cam icon and the keyboard icon, right? So all everything is the icons here, but this is this image, and this is the avatar, and this is the hangout and the hangout and this meet link. So here both of this is an image. So let's go back to the deployed version here. So we have this hello from the sidebar. So we have removed this hard coded text, and now it's time to do a real coding inside of this sidebar.css, sorry, sidebar.js, right? So basically if you look at the deployed version here, we can simply bifurcate this sidebar in the two parts, the sidebar top and the sidebar bottom, right? So sidebar top will contain all the icons, and the sidebar bottom have the email meet, Google Meet, and the hangout and the avatar there. So we'll simply bifurcate this sidebar in the two parts here, one the sidebar top and the second the sidebar bottom. So I'll simply create a div to the sidebar top. Let's give the class name to the sidebar top. Let's close this div. Okay, so we have this sidebar top here. Okay, sidebar top, so we'll simply put it sidebar options top, so that will be easy for us. So we have this sidebar option top, and inside of this I will simply create another div with sidebar options. Basically we have a list of sidebar options there with the name of the icons, if you can see here. So we have a lot of options of the sidebar options here. So simply sidebar options, and inside of this we have this div. And now we have an image. First of all, if you see, we have a compose email there. So this is the exact image that we are talking about here. So we have this image. So let's me put the image tag here, and we have to simply put the source, and we have to simply put the alt tag for the image. So we'll simply grab the source here from copy image address and simply paste the source here, and simply have an alt tag. So simply alt for this. So we'll simply put the compose, right? So we have the sidebar options here, right? And next we have a lot of we have this, and these icons will rendering on this. Sorry guys. Next we have this image there. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply create another div here, right? So let's create another div. Let's give the class name of the sidebar options. So sidebar options. So sidebar option icon. So we have this icon. So I'm going to simply wrap it inside this icon, and we have how much icon? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply grab this and simply paste it for the 6th time. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So basically this is okay, I think it is for the 7th time. So let's grab this and remove the extra. So here inside of this div, we have first the inbox outlined icon. So we have this inbox outlined icon. The first icon is this. Next we have a star outline. So we have this star outlined icon, right? Next we have a we have a watch letter icon. So let's put the watch letter icon also there. So watch letter outlined, okay, watch letter outline icon, right? So watch, not warning, it is watched, right? So it is watch letter icon. Put the / there. And the next one is the send icon. So we have this send icon, and next we have insert file drive icon. So let's put this also, insert insert drive file icon. And last, but this is a label, right? So this is label important icon, right? So we have this label important sharp icon, right? So here we have, let's save this and see all the icons will be rendered on the screen. Okay, so everything is now rendering on the screen, but the only thing that is left is the bottom part. So for this bottom part, so I'm going to simply create another div for this sidebar option bottom. So let's create a div. Okay, so we have already created a div, so I'm going to simply paste it down. Instead of this sidebar option, we'll simply put the sidebar options. Instead of this icon, we have this bottom. So basically we have this bottom, right? So inside of this div, we have a sidebar options, the same way. So I'm going to simply create another div with the sidebar option, no options, and inside of this we have a sidebar option icon. So sidebar option icon, and here what I'm going to do, I will simply have an image tag. So we have this image, and inside of this image will have this source, we will have this alt. So you can see we have this source. We'll simply let's grab the icon of the address of the icon of this meet, Google Meet here. Okay, so we have this icon here for this meet here, so I'm going to just give the alt to the meet here. Next, we have we have the video cam icon, right? So we have a video cam icon. So let's grab a sidebar div, and after that let's put it down back. Okay, let me grab this whole, copy this and paste it down. And instead of this image tag, we have and video tag. So video cam icon, right? So video cam icon. So close this div. I'm going to simply grab this one more time. So copy this and just paste it down here. So we have this video cam icon, and the next one is the keyboard icon. So instead of this video cam, we have this keyboard icon, right? So we are done with this, and the last is the hangout and the avatar, right? So and the last one is the hangout and the avatar here. So let me put another div. So here instead of this sidebar bottom option, I will simply remove everything. Sorry, we have this sidebar, and let's give the class into sidebar bottom last. So this will be the class name, sidebar bottom last. And inside of this we have our sidebar option. So simply remove this first of all. Again we have this sidebar options, not icon. Simply remove this. Okay, so inside of this sidebar option, and then we have this sidebar option icon. So here for this icon we have image tag. So simply remove this, grab this image tag here. So copy this, and instead of this we have to put the image tag of the hangout, image link of the hangout. So grab the image link of the hangout from there, copy image address, and simply put it down here. So we have this we have a meet link here, and here we have this hangout. So hangout, right? So then the last here is the avatar there. So the only thing is left is the avatar. So here we have this sidebar option icon. So it's just after this div we have an let's create another div. Let me give the class name sidebar option. So this is the class name. So simply close this div, and inside of this sidebar option we have this avatar. So avatar avatar. So simply import it from the material UI code. So this is the avatar here. Fine. So hit the enter button, and now we are done with this thing. Okay, now I'm going to simply save this, and you will see all the icons and everything will be rendered on the screen, but it is not the exact way we want these things to be rendered. So what I'm going to do, I will going to add the CSS stuff here, right? So first of all, let's add the CSS stuff here also. Okay, so just pay attention here. I'm going to do the css stuff for the sidebar.css. So first of all, let's check, have we add the css file here? So we have not. So first of all, import the css file here. So simply import. Okay, let me import, write the import here. Okay, so we have this import, and here we have inside of this css we have this sidebar dot css. Let's save this. Okay, now we are done with this, and now we are good to add the css inside of this sidebar.css. So this is it will be very important to style this sidebar.css. Just pay attention here. Okay, guys, here we have this sidebar. So I think, let me put it, we have this sidebar class first of all. Okay, so I'm going to simply check it, isn't it the sidebar? Right, so this is the sidebar. So for this sidebar, let's give the display of flex. Okay, so let's give the display of flex. So it will be in a row, but we don't want this to be in a flex. So for this, we'll simply change it to the flex direction column, and we'll simply align all the items to the center. We'll simply align all the items to the center. We'll simply give the padding of 10 pixel everywhere. Now the very important step is here. So basically we will use flex of 0.02%, means it will only use a 2% size of this screen, right? So we'll simply give a flex of 0.02. It is a very important step here. So we have given the flex of 1. To ensure it is correct, we will simply put a border right there. So simply put the border right of we'll simply put the border right of the 2 pixels solid. So simply put the border right of 2 pixel solid, and here we'll simply do the RGBA to 255 and 0.26. so this is the border right. So when I save this, now you can see here, this is the border here. Okay, so here we have these things here. Okay, let me see. Okay, so we are done with these things here. Okay, so you can specify the height also there, so we will do it later. Okay, so here we have this. Now it's time to simply style the sidebar top. So simply grab this. So style sidebar options, and then we have this top. So sidebar options top, we'll simply get the display of flex. Use the display of flex here. Let me put it flex. Okay, fine. So display of flex, but we won't want these things. So simply put the flex direction of column, right? So flex direction of column here. Fine. So everything is in the column right now here. So flex direction of column here. Fine. And next we'll simply align all the items to the center. Okay, not content. We'll simply align all the items to the center. So align all the items to the center, and now we will simply give the flex of 1, means it will use as much space as it is required, and simply push everything to the bottom after that. So here when I save this, you will see we have this flex of 1, and now it will simply push the bottom here. So basically to use this, so here first of all, what I'm going to do, so let's me go back to your app. Okay, so gmail.css, and here you guys have to simply add an height. So here we will simply add a height of 91, view height, and now save this. You will see it is pushed to the bottom here. Okay, so let's go back to the sidebar.css here. So we have given the flex of 1 here, and now we'll simply give the margin. So simply give the margin top. So simply give the margin top of 10 pixel. So margin top of 10 pixel. So it will be 10 pixel shifted 10 pixel from the top. And now next we have this sidebar option. So we have this sidebar option. Okay, so for this sidebar option, we'll simply give the margin bottom of 10 pixel, which is you can see here, it is shifted and 10 pixel bottom. Okay, now all the icons here, Okay, now it's time to simply target the image tag. So we have three images here. We have the compose image. Next we have a Google Meet image, and we have a Hangout image. So we have a sidebar option, and inside of this sidebar option we have an image tag. So first let's style the image tag here. So for this image tag, what I'm going to do is simply give the padding. So simply give the padding of 10 pixel. So padding everywhere from the 10 pixel, and next we will give simply want it to be in a circular way. So we'll simply give the border radius of 50%. So it will be in a circle, but we aren't seeing anything like that. So what I'm going to do, will simply give the cursor. Will first of all, let's change the cursor to the pointer, and next we'll simply change the background color. So simply give the background color to white. Right, so this is the background color. Now save this. You can see here, this is the exact way we want these things here. But we want to add the hover effect here. So what I'm going to do is simply grab this and simply paste it down here, and here inside of this image we'll simply put the hover effect. So when we will hover, we'll simply invert it. So what I'm going to do, we'll simply add a filter. So filter, and we'll simply use invert, and simply pass a positive value here. So when we will simply hover on it, now you can see here it is the color is now inverted here. So black and white changes just like this. So here very nice UI here we have this. And the next we have the icons here. So what I'm going to do, so we have a sidebar option, and inside of this sidebar option, okay, so inside of this sidebar we have this sidebar icon, right? So we have this sidebar icon. Okay, so let me grab this, make it smaller. So here you can see that we have this sidebar icon. So now it's time to simply style this sidebar icon. So I'm going to simply style this sidebar icon here. So how we will do this? So first of all, select this sidebar icon class name here, and inside of this sidebar icon we have a material UI. So MUI SVG icon root, material UI SVG icon root. Will simply give the padding everywhere of 5 pixel, and will simply change color to the RGBA, and we'll simply change the color to the 332. So 332, right? So this is the color. Okay, so we have this change the color. Okay, it is looking way, it is not looking the way we want this. So simply let me put 575. It will be now, yeah, it looks now way better than this. Okay, so now we have next, what I'm going to do, I will simply add the hover effect also. So when we will hover on the SVG icon root, so let's add the hover effect also. So when we will add the hover effect, we have a background color here, but we will want this, we doesn't want this. So simply change this with the 332. And next we have given the padding. So simply remove the padding here, and then we will simply want the background to be in a circular way. So for this I will simply add a border radius of 50%, so it will be in a circle. Okay, so border radius of 50%, and we'll simply change the color to the white. So color to the white will simply change the color of the material UI icons here, right? So simply change the color to the white. Now save this. Now when I hover on this, now you can see here, but but we can't see, we are not able to see the background there. So when we are hovering on this, now you can see here. So basically we have already added the color here. So let me put it as the background color, right? So background color is this, right? So when I save this, now you can see it. So it is now looking way better than this. Okay, so we are done with this. The last is the bottom, sidebar bottom. As you guys can see here, we have the sidebar bottom. So sidebar options bottom. So it's time to style the sidebar options top, not style the sidebar options bottom. Okay, so this is the sidebar option bottom. For this sidebar option bottom, we have to just give the border top. If you see in the deployed version, we have a border top here, so we'll simply give the border top. So border top of 2 pixels solid, so 2 pixels solid RGBA, and we'll use this. And next, border top here, simply give the display of flex. Simply give the display of flex. Just give the flex reduction column, and then next give the align items to the center. Now save this. We have a border top there, and everything is there. Okay, so then we have a sidebar options. So for this sidebar options, so now let's me do this. So we have this sidebar option. Let me put it options. Okay, and next give the display of flex. So this is the display of flex direction column, align items to the center, and now we'll simply give margin top of 10 pixel. Now save this. So this is it is looking now it is looking nicer, right? And the last one is the bottom. We have to style the bottom last. So sidebar bottom last. So simply put the sidebar option bottom. Okay, sidebar option bottom. Sidebar bottom. Okay, let me cross check this first of all. Okay, so we have this sidebar bottom last first of all. So let me style that this. So sidebar bottom last. So sidebar bottom last, we will simply give the display of flex. So display of flex and the flex direction column. So display of flex, I will just give the border top first of all. So simply give the border top of 2 pixels to the same 2 pixels solid RGBA, and the same here. Now save this. So we have given this border top, and now the only thing that is left is the image tag there. So just give the padding to the image there. So let me add this. So inside of this sidebar, okay, I will just put the image of the padding 5 pixels. So it will simply add the padding to the image for this Google Meet and the last one, that is Hangout, right? So we have given the padding. Okay, so we have styled the right. Now you can see here we have styled this, right? So we are done with this. Okay, so I'm going to simply show you this. So this is the exact this. So but you can see here it is scrollable. We don't want this scrolling feature there. Okay, so what I'm going to do, will simply let me do this. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply grab this, save this. Okay, so what I'm going to do, will simply specify, not give the image tag of here for the padding of 5. We'll simply specify there for which image we are going to give the padding. Okay, so we have this sidebar bottom. So sidebar bottom. So we have this sidebar option bottom. Okay, so let me put this sidebar option bottom. Okay, let me see. Okay, we have this icon, right? Okay, we have this sidebar option, and then we have this avatar here. Okay, fine. Okay, so we have this. Yeah, we have these things here. Sidebar option icon, and so for this we'll simply give. Okay, so inside of this we have a image tag first of all. So let me put the image tag here, and inside of this image tag we have a, just give the padding to the 5 pixel. Now save this. So everything is right. Now we are done with this. So now you can see here we have made this. We have just made the sidebar here, a very nice sidebar, just like a Google Gmail. Okay, so Google Mail sidebar, and now you can see here, now you can relate it with the one that we have already deployed in the simply hosted in the Firebase here. So we are done with the header section and the sidebar section. Now I'm going to simply add just create a uh, body section and the widget section, and my front end will be done from there. So the only thing that is left here, the middle section here, and the this section, the widget section, right? So what I'm going to do, will simply add a widget section also and a middle section also there. So it is a very simple step to add both of these things here. So let me uh, do this do both of things here also there, right? So this is this. So let me just create another file here with the name of widget. So widget.js, and create another file of widget.css. Just grab the widget.js, put it inside of this header section here for the widget. And one more component that we want to create is the middle component, that is the body component. So we have a mail.js and mail.css. Okay, mail.js and mail.css. Fine. So we have this mail.js and we have this mail.css. Okay, so let's grab this mail.js and put it at the top. Okay, so we have this mail. Just close this div. Okay, so we have this mail, and here we'll just create a functional component as snippet. So for this we have to simply push RFCE and hit the enter button here, and now just give the class name. Just give the class name to the mail. So hello from mail. Okay, so hello from the mail. Now save this, but it will be not, you will not able to see this. This is because you guys have to simply render it inside of this Gmail, right? So let's go back to your Gmail. So inside of this sidebar, then we have a mail here. So mail, so simply mail, and here will simply, you guys have to add simply import the mail component first of all. So simply hit the enter button here. Okay, okay, so we have done with this. Now save this. Okay, so now you will be able to see the text here. So hello from the mail, it is not be visible because of the black color and the background of the black, so that's why it is not showing. But now you can see here we have this hello from mail is rendering on the screen there. So inside of this mail, let's grab this and um, remove this hard coded text, and now do the real coding inside of this mail. So we have this mail. I'm going to simply show you the deployed version that we have already built here. So this is the mail, right? So we have a checkbox, we have a drop down, we have a reflex icon, we have a more horizontal icon, we have a left arrow, right arrow, keyboard icon, and the drop down icon. So first of all, you guys have to simply import all the icons here at the top inside of this mail.js, and then you can simply use all these icons. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply first of all, you guys have to simply import the CSS file first of all. So simply import CSS file. So put this CSS, and here we have this mail mail dot CSS, and now you guys have to simply import all everything you are seeing here, the icons here. So I'm going to simply paste all the required icons, and you guys can simply, and then we will simply name all the icons what we have used here, right? These are the list of the icons that we are going to use here. So first is the checkbox. So first of all, import the checkbox from the material UI code. Then we have this arrow drop down. Then we have this refresh. Then we have this more vert icon. After that, we have this chevron left, chevron right, keyboard, and the inbox icon. So here you can see here we have this inbox icon. We have this social icon, people alt icon. We have this shopping, that is a promotion icon. We have this info, that is update icon, and we have this forum icon. So all the icons that we are using here, just we have first imported it at the very top of our file, and now we will do the uh, real coding here inside of this mail. So first of all, I'm going to simply grab everything inside of another div here. So simply give a class name to the mail container top. So we have this mail container top. So mail container top. Simply close this div. Okay, and now copy this div. Let me copy this. Okay, so copy this div and just paste it down here. Just paste it down here. So we have this mail container top, and inside of this mail container top, and just remove this. We have this mail container top, and inside of this mail container top we have a mail top, and inside of this mail top we have a checkbox. So just put the checkbox here. So checkbox. So we have this checkbox here, and for this checkbox we'll simply give the class name. Just class name to the give the class name to the checkbox class name. And next we have a arrow drop down. So we have this arrow drop down, right? So arrow drop down. Next we have refresh icon. So we have this refresh icon. Okay, so we have this refresh icon. Next we have a more vert icon. So more vert icon. Next let's close this div. So this is the mail top, and then we have a mail right. So mail right have the following icon. So I'm going to simply create another div. So instead of this mail container top, we have this mail top right. So fine, mail top right, and here we have a chevron left icon. So chevron left icon. Then we have this chevron right icon. Chevron right icon. Close this. Next we have this keyboard icon. So keyboard icon. And the last is arrow drop down. So we have this arrow drop down icon. Right. So now let's save this, and now all the icons will be rendered on the screen. So I will save it later. First of all, do render these things also. You can see here the primary, social, promotion, update, and the forum. All right. So we have a mid section also. So let's create another div here. So for this mid section here, fine. So mail top. Okay. We had, okay, let me grab this div, whole div, and put it inside of this mail container top, right? And we have to simply grab everything and just put it inside of this. And we have another and this, and we have these things. So just put it inside of this. So it is now fine, and now we are now good to go to add these things here. So next we have a middle part here. So we have this middle mail container top. So we have this mail container top. Instead of this, we will add the mail container div mid, and inside of this we will create another div, and inside of this div we have a mail container mid options. And next we will create another div where we have a mail container mid option, not option, mail container mid option. So it will contain the icon and the text. Okay, so it will just contain the icon and the text. So what I'm going to do, I will simply grab this div and copy it for the 5 times. So 1 2, okay, copy Z, control Z. What I'm going to do, simply copy this and paste it down. 1 2 3 4 5. So we are done with, we have this 5 times. We are done with this 5 times here. Okay, so first here, first we have a mail container top. For the first, we have this inbox icon. So we have this inbox icon. So for this inbox icon, the next, and after that we have an h3. So for this we'll simply add a h3 there. So we have this h3, and we have a primary primary. So grab this in the same way, grab this, put this inside of this div, and instead of this inbox icon we have a people alt icon, right? So people alt icon, and instead of this primary we have this social, so social, social. The next we have a promotion. Okay, so next we have this promotion, so we have a shopping icon, right? So we have a local offer, local uh, offer icon, and instead of this we have to add it a promotions, right? So we have this inside of this promotions. Next we have an info icon. So as you guys can see here, all the icons is now rendering on the screen. Here you can see here we have this checkbox, we have this drop down icon, we have this refresh, more vert, and everything, all the parts, the inbox, sorry, all, everything, you guys can see here all the tabs of the updates. We have this forums, we have the promotions, we have this primary, social, and the icons, or the respective icons there. Okay, so now the only thing that is left behind is the styling all these icons here and all these parts here. I think some parts is freezed there, so I don't know why this happens, but I'm going to simply scroll it from the top to bottom to show you guys that if you guys have left anything in the code, just you guys can simply match it from there. So I'm going to simply scroll it from the top to the bottom. So everything that we are done with this, so we have scrolled it down there. Okay, so now the last thing that is left here is the mail. Right, so basically if you can see here, we have this mail cards. Basically this is a single component, and this is the instance of this single component. So right, so this is the single component. So how we will style the this single component and generate this single component to make a content of, or just make a instance of this mail card, right? So after this forums, right, if you can see here we have this forums, and after that forums we have a mail card. So let me just create another div, just give a class name. So class name, just put the class name here, mail container main. So mail container main, main, and just put a double underscore there. So mail container main, or instead of this put it just single. So it is, just close this div, and here instead of this mail container main, then we have a div, just give a class name mail. All right, mail container main cards. So main cards, right? So here we have a mail card. So what I'm going to do, I will simply create another component with the name of mail card, right? So mail card dot js and mail card dot css also. So mail card dot css, this is the way. So just grab this css and put it inside of this css folder, right? So we have this mail cards. So what I'm going to do, let's close. First of all, let's create rfce. Okay, just a note inside of this css. Okay, let me put it back, cancel. Okay, here we have this mail card dot css. Just open the mail card dot js, and here just put rfce. So just generate a functional component, just give a class name. So simply put the class name of mail, here just give a mail card, right? So mail cards, and hello from mail card. So hello from mail card, right? So basically we have just set this for the user, for the testing purpose here. So now save this. Okay, next we have this mail.js, and here we can simply easily call the mail card component here in here. So we have this mail and the mail card, like this way. So just import this mail card and just import this mail cards here. Okay, let's save this. Okay, and now just do the CSS stuff there. So we are done with this. Okay, I think it is mail card. Okay, so hello from the mail is now rendering on the screen. Okay, so let me see. We have added the CSS file. Yeah, we have added the CSS file. Now it's time to do the CSS stuff inside of this mail.css. Right, so we have this mail.css stuff to doing here. So here we have this mail.css, or inside of this, first of all, we have this mail class. So let's me do this mail, and inside of this mail, simply give the display of flex. Okay, display of flex. Right, let's refresh this. I think let's refresh this page. Okay, so everything is right. So display of flex, just give the flex direction column. Next, just give the padding, just give the not pad, just give the padding of left of 10 and top of 10 and the right of left of 10 pixel. So for this padding, just give the flex. Now we will use a flex of 92% of the screen size, so that's why we have given the 0.92, right? And just give a border right. So border right will be 2 pixel solid RGBA 989898. Now save this. So this is the this is what the border right that we have given here. And next we have a mail container top. So we have this mail. Okay, we have this mail right. So we have this container and top. So for this mail container top, simply with the display of flex in the same way, just like this display of flex. Align all the items to the center first of all. Next, just give this justify content to the center. So it will simply justify content to the right, or not justify content to the space between, right? So it will now give a nice space between these two div here, right? So we have given the justify content to the space between, right? Fine. Next we will simply give the width of 100%, or aren't you will just give it or not, but just take the width of the parent div. So that's why we have given this, and just give the height of 50 pixel and height of 50 pixel, and just give the background color. So we'll give the background color to the deep black, which is 000, right? So which is a 000 RGBA. Okay, so this is the background color here. Fine. So we have given the background color of the dark black, and now you can see we have a very nice material UI icons everywhere. So first of all, to style the icons there, so we have a mail top. You can see here we have a div with the class name of mail top, but inside of this mail top class, so we have this mail top. So instead of this mail top class, first of all, let's just target the material UI. So just target the material UI SVG, material UI SVG icon root, material UI SVG icon root, right? So material SVG icon root, and just give the margin left, because it just touches to the left there. So just give the margin left of 10 pixel, and just give a color. Just change the color to the RGBA instead of this 98. We will simply use a grayish color. So 225. Okay, 225, and just 0.643. This is the grayish color, right? So this is the color of the material UI icons, and then we have a right. So next, we have to style the right there. Okay, let's style the right there. So first of all, just put it down here. Fine. So here we have this mail top, mail top right. So mail top right, let me see the mail top right here. So mail top right, and next instead of this mail top right we'll simply give the display of flex, and next we will target the material UI, material UI SVG icon root. So inside of the we have this mail top right. So mail top right, inside of this we have material UI SVG icon root, right? And here we'll simply give the margin left of 10 pixel, and color RGBA, right? RGBA, the same color that we have given to the right portion, okay, sorry, left portion here. So we are done with this, but you can see here the checkbox is not centrally aligned. So what we can do this, so I'm going to simply do it manually. So we have this checkbox, so checkbox, and here we'll simply give the margin top of minus 15 pixel. So I just given the margin top of the minus 15 pixel, the checkbox will be centrally aligned. I think it should be centrally aligned here, margin top, but it is not. So I have to override the function, so override the styling. So simply put it the important, and now then save this. Okay, so now it is centrally aligned there. Fine. So now the last thing is this, to style the mid part, that is that it just look like this. So how we will do this? So simply what you have to do, because we have a mail container mid, so basically you guys have to simply grab a class name first of all. So we have this mail container top and mail container mid options, right? So mail container, first of all, mid, we have this mail container mid, simply give the display of flex. So display of flex, just give the background color. So background color is grayish color here. So given the background color here, right? And then background color, and then just give the border bottom. So border bottom of 1 pixel solid, and has a, right? So we have given the border bottom here, right? So we have this given the border bottom there, and next we have this options. If you see at the top of the tab, we have a middle mail container mid options. So let's style the options first. So for this options, then we have this display of flex. Next we just have to align all the items to the center. So just align all the items to the center, right? So display flex, align all the items to the center, and just what we just give the justify content of the space between, a space around, not a space between. So this is the justify content, space between, but it is not in the space between, because we have to specify the width. So width will be 100%. Now save this. You can see everything will be everything is now styled there, or it just uses the 100% of the width of the screen size here, which you can see here. Okay, so this is the exact way of doing this, right? So we have given these things here, and now next we have this option, because we have options, and then now we'll simply style the option here. So let's have this option. So for this mid option, just give the display of flex, right? If you can see, we are given the display of flex, and everything is now in the inner row. So but we want this thing, so but we just give the padding. So just give the padding of 10 pixel from everywhere. So it will be now nice aligned there, and everything there, and just simply change the cursor to the pointer, right? So we have just changed the cursor to the pointer, and we'll just align all the items to the center. Just align all, not content, just align line items to the center. Now save this. So everything will be centrally aligned, but now it's time to simply target the h3 tag inside of this mail container mid option, right? So mail container mid mid option, and here we have this hover. So when we will hover on this, so we'll just change the background color. So just change the background color of this. Right, now save this. When I will hover on this, now you can see here the background, but we want the H3 to be the color of the white, right? So we'll simply target the color for the H3. So NUISBG icon, hover and hover on, just target the H3, and here we'll simply change the color to the not color rule. Just change the color just given the color the white. So when we will scroll in, the color will be a white color. Okay, but it is looking too much bold there. So what we could do, just we are just given, we just do what, if you see, we have this primary social promotion, and just like everything just like there. Okay, so we have these things here. So just change the color S3 here. So inside of this mail container option, so mail container option, okay, let me check this. Okay, so mail container option, we have this H3. So for this, inside of this H3, we just change the color of the text to the light gray, sorry. Okay, and then next, just change the font size. So just change the font size of the 500. Now you can see it will be now in a nice color. So just given this font size of 500, I think the font size of 500 is not applicable, not applied there. So I'm just going to simply change this to 400. Now save this. Okay, nothing is showing there. So let me see first of all. Oh, sorry, instead of this font size, we have to give it the font weight, not font size, right? So we have given this font weight here of this 400. Okay, so it is now looking perfect there. Okay, so next we'll simply change the font size. So font size will be 15 pixel. 15 pixel will be the font size here. So it will now very nice. But just I will just change the font weight to the 500, right? So just change the font weight to the 500. Now it looks a lot better than this. So now it is looking better here. Fine, so we are done with these things here, but just give a font. We are done with this, I think. Just we are done with this, but it is now you can see here the primary social promotion updates and the forum is it's just looking congested, and it is just shifted to the attached to the icon. So what we will do, just see, we just give the margin left of 10 pixels, so that it will now look cleaner, fresher, and now you can see here it will be looking much better here. Okay, so now what we am going to do, I will just going to simply add a hover effect here. Okay, so let's have an hover effect here. So here we have this H3, and let's add the hover effect. So we have this mail container option hover, and here when we have this MUI SVG icon group, so we'll simply change the color to the white. So when we will hover on this, so color will be white. Okay, so grab this one more time and just put it there, and just remove this hover from this. Okay, so we have this right, and there we have this, just change the color here. So just change the color here. I'll just put RGBA, and this is the color that we will use here. Okay, so now let's save this. Okay, so here we have done this thing. So when we hover on this, now you can see here the background and the color has been changed. So this is the exact way we want these things to be happen. So we are done. We just create this, and the only thing that is left is the widget section and the mail card section, right? So we are done with these things. So just we are left with the mail card. So when we have a large number of mail, so basically we will have to put the scroll option, right? So for this scroll option, what I'm going to do, we'll have a mail container. So we have this mail container mail container main. So mail container instead of this top we have this main. So mail container main, right? So mail container main, here we will add the overflow. So for this overflow we will have to add the scroll, but we don't want this scroll to be to views there. So for this we'll simply remove this. So ms overflow style, and just put it none. And the last, the mail container main. Okay, so here we have to put a WebKit. Okay, so just WebKit scroll bar. So WebKit scroll bar, just put the display of flex, right? So no, not display of flex, just put the display of none. Sorry, display of none, because we don't want these things to be shown there, but the functionality of the scroll will be there, but you will want but you won't be able to see this. So you can see here we have this hello from mail. This is this is coming from the mail card, right? So this is coming from the mail card. So basically we are done with these things, and the only thing that is left is the widget section. So let's style the widget section, and then we are done with this. So let's go back inside of this widget.js. So we are done with this. So let me just open the widgets.js, and here inside of this widget.js. Okay, so I have to just open the widget.js. So this is the widget.js, and here let's close this. Here we'll just generate a functional component, RFCE, and here is this widget.js, and just give a class name. Just give the widget class name, and here it is a very so this is the widget.js. Okay, so right, we have this widget.js already there, so I'm going to simply close this. Okay, so we have this widget here. So now what we are going to do, so widget component is a very small component and very easy component to build, because if you guys will take a look at this, so we have five things here, right? So we have just five things here inside of this widget.js to be built, and just add the functionality. Okay, so let's add the widgets.js, and we will add the integrate the Google Calendar, Google Keep, Google Task, and the Google Contact later in this build. This part only focus on the front end build, the whole UI, complete UI. So in this part we will complete the whole UI here. Okay, so we have to simply style the widgets there. Okay, so inside of this widget we have a calendar link, and we have a calendar link, we have the skip link and everything there. So we have this widget, and we have the widget options. So let me create another div. So I'm going to simply just going to copy this and simply paste it down, right? So just paste it down here, just paste it down here inside of the widgets, and just rename it the widget. Just put it the name, the widget options, right? So widgets options, and inside of this widget option we have an image tag, right? So we have an image tag, and we have this if we have this image, then we have this source, and then we have this alt tag, right? Just like this. Okay, so for this image tag, so simply grab the URL of the image, so simply put it inside of this source, and here inside for the assets, simply put the for the assets here for the just like for the alt, not assets, we have this alt. So for this alt we have this calendar, so calendar, right? So grab this and paste it, 1 2 3 4. Okay, so 4 times, and the first one is the calendar, the next one is the Google Keep. Okay, so next one is the Google Keep. So simply grab the link of the Google Keep, copy image address, and just paste it down. Fine, then we have a Google Task.
So copy image. Okay, copy image. Okay, so copy image address. Fine, then we have this calendar. Okay, let me check everything is right. Okay, so we have this keep calendar and keep. Next we have a task. So we have this put this for the task. Then we have this contact. So let's copy this and simply put it down for the contact here. So we have this contact, and the is the last is the plus icon. So copy image address, and the remaining one is the, and the last one is the plus icon there. So here we are done with these things here. So I'm going to simply save this, but you won't be able to see the widgets. So to see the widgets, what you have to do, let's go back to your gmail.js, and here after that mail you guys have to simply add the widget. So widget, and just close this, just import the widget. So simply import the widget there. Okay, hit the enter button. Now save this. Now you can see that everything is now rendering on the screen. The only thing left is the styling. So let's style the widget first of all. So let's go back to your widget.js, and inside of the widget.js you have to import the widget.css. So import css, widget.css, right? So let's save this and open the widget.css inside of the second in the bottom part here. So first of all we have this widget class name. So here we have this widget class name. Just give the background color, just give the background color of RGBA 0, 0, 0, 0.753. So this is the background color that we have to update here for the widget here. Next we have to just give the display of flex. So display of flex, we will use or simply align all the items, right? So align all the items to the center. So centrally align all the items, and then just give the flex of 0.06, the remaining width of the screen size. So 0.06, that is the 6% of the whole screen width. So now you can see that it is now pushed to the just uses the whole screen size here. Now when we have this, now you can see this, but it is not centrally aligned. So what we will do this, so for this you guys have to do one more step. So first of all you can see it is touching the top part of this. So first of all let's give the margin top of 10 pixel. So let's give the margin top of 10 pixel. Okay, so margin top 10 pixel here, given the margin top 10 pixel here, right? So we have this widget here. Okay, so next we have the widget options. So widget and options, widget options. So for this widget options we have to just give the cursor to the pointer, and just give the padding 10 pixel from everywhere. So it looks nicer right now, but you can see here the image is a lot bigger. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to target the image first of all. So inside of this widget option we have this image here. For this image we'll simply give the width to the 30 pixel and the object fit of the content. So object fit content. Now everything is fine. Okay, so we are done with this. So you guys can see here we are done with the full UI clone of Gmail clone, but the only thing that is left behind here is the React model, how React model works here. So the only thing that is left is UI functionality. We are done with the everything, just like a CSS stuff for styling a web application, just like a Gmail. So we are done with these things here. The only thing that is left behind here in this build is to style the mail card. Next the UI functionality. We will learn how to push the data to the Cloudflare store, retrieve the data from the Cloudflare store. It will be how to do just push a data or retrieve the data from the database using the Firebase. From there we will also use the Redux to create a user authentication system. So we will create a user state management API also there, which will keeps the track of the different user that will sign in using signing through this application. So in the next part we will cover the Redux stuff for creating our user authentication state management tool. Right, next we will set up the React model feature there, and then we will set up the mail card feature. Okay, in that part also we will also push data to the Firebase and the mail to the Firebase, how mail is added to the Firebase and mail is retrieved from there. Basically is a asynchronous process, and we will learn it parallelly. Okay, after that we will cover the backend function. From in the backend functionality, you guys will learn the actual email that you guys simply typed from this Gmail clone, and the email will be delivered to the respective Gmail to the person. Right, so this is that's it from this part. We will meet in the next part. If you watch this video till the end, I hope you are you you just love React and just love to build a project in React, because you want to become a full stack web developer. Right, so if you guys like this video tutorial, then make sure to subscribe this channel and hit the bell icon to never miss any updates, because we are going to post the subsequent parts in recent days or in this week. So you will get all the parts of this in this week, and the Gmail clone will be finished in this week. Right, so if you guys have any doubts, queries regarding this application, regarding this build or any other builds any other builds from this channel, you guys feel free to ask your questions, queries, and have just suggestions on Instagram, or you guys can simply join our Telegram channel. The link of the Telegram channel is in the description, the link of the Instagram in the description. I am active on Instagram, so when you drop the message on the Instagram, I will reply you instantly. So that's it from this build today. So till then, have a nice day, and we will meet in the next part, that is the part number 3 of this Gmail clone. Right, so that's it from today. Have a nice day.